What's up? You were listening to The Objective Jerk, and I am said jerk. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing well. Wow, I really heard that sip. Oh man, I can hear everything. I turned off the noise gate because it kept doing this weird thing, so I don't know, I'm gonna try it like this. Hopefully my chair and whatever doesn't get annoying. Anyway, so what's up? Man, I've been on a Star Trek journey, I guess. Um, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not really a fanboy of much, except for like I was, He-Man. Some things when I was a kid. He-Man, I still kind of geek over a little. I got a couple He-Man figures, things like that. But I'm not like, I have like a shirt, Skeletor on it, and some stuff like that. But I was disappointed with some of the stuff. Not really looking forward to this movie that's coming out, and hopefully it's good. I hope it is, but I don't know. Like everything else that comes out now. But ooh, that sounds better right there. My, that's a good. That's a good. Trying to get this down, man. Wonder if I tilt this up a little bit. Does that sound better? That sounds better, right? Anyway, so Star Trek. I've watched the movies, pretty much all of them. I don't think I've seen the last one with the Next Generation crew. I think it was called Nemesis, I want to say. I don't think I've seen that one. Um, so I enjoy them. I've always, but I was never like a big, huge geek about it. I was more of a Star Wars fan, but even then, just I was never a fanboy. And so I watched the movies. I've seen a few of the original episodes. They're kind of hard to watch. It's just so campy. It's kind of fun, but at the same time, I don't know. Um, I'd probably have to just really sit down and just give it a chance. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now. That's where I'm at. I'm just watching old stuff that I haven't watched before. Things I never watched that are older. I'm watching now because everything sucks now. And so let's see. So I started watching Next Generation, but I've seen most. Well, I watched a lot of it when it was coming out on TV when it was aired. And I remember it, and I liked it. But like I don't know. I only watched like one or two episodes, and it was just kind of like I don't know. I couldn't get into it. I was trying to start from the beginning, and um, but so I was like, okay, well, what else? And then on Netflix, they also have Deep Space Nine, and they got Star Trek Voyager. Both shows I have seen episodes of when they were aired on TV and stuff. If I happened to come across it when it was on, I would watch it, but I never like set the date and paid attention. Oh, it's on. It's Sunday, and so Star Trek or whatever day it came out. I was never like that about Star Trek. I did have some shows where I was like that, but anyway, so don't really know much about it. Um, so I decided on Deep Space Nine because it's before Voyager. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been watching pretty much every night, at least one episode. But I watch a few around my lazy days. I'm watching them. And dude, it's a good fucking show. you know, um, I don't know. I'm on. I think I just started the fourth season, and it's good, man. Like it's got really good character development, and like I think that's what makes it good. It's the characters and the writing, obviously, I guess. But I don't know. It's cool because you just have such different. In the other original Star Trek, you had basically everybody was human except for Spock, as far as the the whatchamacallit, the team, except for like, the aliens that they encountered and everything. But and then what? Next Generation had Worf and Data, and then what's her face was like a psychic, but they were all pretty much human. So Deep Space Nine is kind of cool because I mean, yeah, they're all humanoids, I guess you'd say. Um, but like Dax is really an interesting character, and then Odo is awesome and cool. Yeah, once you get past the graphics of him going to liquid state and whatever, you know, um, that's about the only kind of thing that, as far as special effects goes, I'm like, whoa, this is in the '90s. But other than that, it's all good. Quark, his son, like everything, like everybody's little character arcs that are happening. It's really good. I just watched, man, what is it called? It's the second episode. So Worf is now part of which I knew. I knew he went to that show eventually. But so Worf is now a part of the Deep Space Nine crew, and that was like the last or the first episode, first two of this season with the Klingons and everything. But then this third or second, however you want to look at it, episode, dude, man, I was like bawling my eyes out. I'm like sitting there crying, watching Star Trek, Deep Space Nine. Like seriously, I was like fighting back tears and stuff. Oh, I wanna. Where's it at? Episodes. Oh, what the crap? This is different than on my phone. Star Trek Deep. What is it? I'm at. Oh, okay, that's my kids messaging. Okay. Star Trek Deep. Here it is. Premise, cast. What the crap? They don't. This isn't on. It's different than on the phone. Season overview. It has like episodes. Because I do this all the time. I look at it. Oh, I guess I'll do this. Okay. Boomer. All right. So season. I said I'm season 4. The episode was written. I think this is it right here. I'm gonna make sure though. Kevin Benjamin Frozen. Yeah. Okay. So the Visitor. It's the 4th season, episode 2. Because I guess the first season was, or the first episode was like 2 parts or whatever. Dude, it's a really good episode, and maybe it just kind of hit me in the right spot. Because I don't know, my father passed away. It's going to be almost 5 years now. And then now I'm kind of older and I have kids and everything. So it's like I could kind of empathize with both, his son and him through the, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. This isn't like a Star Trek deep dive or whatever. But in the episode starts off so you have Sisko, Sisko is the man, dude. He is so far. So yeah, he's like my favorite captain, basically. I like him better than Picard. Picard's cool. And then Kirk is all right. I mean, he's the OG, I don't know, the Janeway, I guess so I'll probably watch Voyager once I'm done with this, but man, Sisko though, he's badass. So as of right now, not really a noob, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not a fanboy. He's probably my favorite captain. He's just, I don't know. He's a good captain, man. I relate to him, even though he's a black guy, but we got the same haircut now.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thanks again for listening to The Objective Jerk. I greatly appreciate it. If you could like, subscribe, comment on wherever you're finding this, and you can also email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. So hope you're enjoying it, and please continue on with the episode. Anyway, so they're on the ship and he gets zapped from the, what do you call it? The thing that makes it so they get the warp drive, I guess. And so he disintegrates and whatever, right? And so his son Jake, everybody's mourning him, and then all of a sudden Sisko will appear briefly and talk to him. There's so much going on with my family right now, sorry, on Messenger. So I'm kind of anyway. And then he just kind of goes through life. Like, so he sees him, and then obviously it's like, man, that's rough. It's like your dad is gone, but he's not. Can I do something? Can I help him? And for Sisko, he said, it's just like, it's brief. He just goes to his thing, and then like a decade goes by and he comes back, and he doesn't, it's not, time is not linear wherever he's at. And so it gets to a point to where, he's starting to, his son is like doing his career, he's married, he's writing, and then when he appears, he's like, oh, that's great, man. Give me some grandkids, But then he ends up quitting writing to focus on getting a degree in some Star Trek space thing so he can figure out how to get his dad back. But then it's like, he's kind of wasting his life away to get his dad. And that's that's all I'm going to say about it. But it's like I feel for like Jake, because it's like, man, if I could have done something with my dad. I mean, my dad was, he had health issues and stuff, but I think about him a lot and I miss him. But then I also see from like Sisko or from Benjamin's side, it's like, dude, he's in his thing or whatever. It's like, don't waste your time on me, man. Live your life, And that's kind of just all you would want for your kids. You just want your kids to be happy and to, live their life and everything. And I don't know, man. It was like, I was sitting there and watching. I'm watching my phone. I'm just like, it's like, and then I got done. I'm like, dude, I don't think I've ever, cried watching Star Trek before. See, things were, man, the writers were so much better back then. Writers today suck. I'm sorry, but you suck. All they do is kind of so they'll take stuff from, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, and they just change it and add gay people and this and that. Oh, let's do this, and basically take the same thing but just change it up, because they have no imagination anymore, man. They're just completely bankrupt, and it shows. It shows, man. It's not me being biased or whatever. You can see it. It all sucks. It's all garbage. And again, I'll say it again. That's why everything is failing, because it's all garbage. But yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing. Been seeing a lot of, trying to, I still watch news stuff and pay attention, but I've been seeing a lot of things regarding like immigrants, and especially in like the UK and Italy, you have all these immigrants just flooding the world, hitting other countries that have lenient border restrictions, or just stupid liberal, oh yeah, come in. But it's like, I honestly think this is like the Crusades. I don't know if I said that before, but this is like the third Crusades, because there was two. I know that it was kind of like World War I and World War II. There's 20 years in between or something like that. There could be more. I'm not going to try and pretend like I'm an expert, but I know there was the Crusades, but it was separated because it happened like 2 times, and I want to say the second one was the more predominant one. I don't know though, but this the thing that's going on right now, where you're just having all these like Muslim, a lot of them are Muslim, and they're just flooding other countries with stuff, and then there's all this stuff going on, man, all this crazy violence and stuff. And if you look at the stats, you see everything. But then if you point it out, oh, you're a racist, and this and that. Blah, 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 blah. Look at this. I saw this. Italy, right? Italy's got like one of the lowest crime rates, I think, as far as countries go. Okay. And then, so this is like from January of this year. It says our recent data from Italy indicates that while immigrants constitute approximately only 8% of the population, 8% of the entire population in Italy, they are implicated in the disproportionate, I can't say that, disproportionate percentage of certain crimes. So basically, this tiny small amount of people are responsible for like most of the crimes that happen in the country. 28% of murders or attempted murders, 33% of assaults, 41% of rapes, 49% of burglaries. This is 8% of the population. And the 49 burglary. Look at it. I mean, it's, so it's stuff like this. And what's in Italy, man? The Vatican, right? I don't know. It's almost like, because it's not going to be like it was before. Like, you could argue that we had a second civil war in America. It just wasn't fought on the battlefields with guns and this and that. It was fought with media and some riots and social media and all that kind of stuff and cancel culture and blah blah blah, whatever you want to call it. But it was, dude, the country was divided. It may not be quite as bad as it seemed on media and social media and everything, but there was a division, and they're still there. They're still trying to do like the racial thing, and if you're proud to be white, then you're racist, but you can be proud to be everything else and everything. If you're a Christian, then you're a Nazi, and you shouldn't hate other religions and this and that. And it's like, it's kind of crazy. But yeah, I would, I I think it's like we're in the Crusades again, man. It's just a different aspect, I guess you'd say. I don't know. It's just, they're trying to flood all the countries, all the Christian countries with some people and just trying to mess things up, but it's not just that though. It's just all this anti-Christian stuff, you know? Olympians that can't say thank you to Jesus or whatever, or, you can't, you go to the place where you can make your personalized Coke cans, right? And you get on the computer, you can put in Allah, Muhammad, you can do all this, but then you can't put Jesus or Christ, or, you know what I mean? It's like, it's so like, oh, I try not to do that, but it's so obvious that it's just crazy. I don't know. And it's been going on forever because, like I said, I'm watching old shows like Deep Space Nine, man. There's a lot of kind of anti-religion stuff in it because it's science and space, and it deals with a lot of, I guess, contemporary issues, but just in a different way, which is fine. That's how you kind of do it, really. Don't make it blatantly obvious, or just write, what's the term? Right on the nose, like they do now. So that's the thing, is the writers back in the day could write about crazy liberal stuff, but write it in a way that even conservatives would be like, oh man, that's a good show. Today, they don't know how to do that. They just, oh, let's make it gay, or whatever it is, and and it sucks. So, and nobody's watching it. But I'm going back to that again. But yeah, it's just kind of, you know, it's how hard it was for me to get a license here. It was a pain in the ass. And that's how it should be. But even though I have a license, I can't vote here. I can't vote. Only way I could vote is if I become a Filipino citizen. But then I don't know for sure, but I think I would lose my benefits. Or it's possible. I don't know. But I mean, there's no need for me to, Not unless I guess America crumbles or something. And, if that comet hits or Yellowstone erupts and just America's gone or something. And, I guess maybe then. I don't know. But I'd still lose my benefits then, probably. But yeah, it's just, dude, we are in the New Age Crusades. I'm going to coin that, spread that. The New Age Crusades. That's going to be the title of this podcast. We are living in the New Age Crusades. Is that right? New Age Crusades, or I don't know, Contemporary Crusades. Ooh, maybe that's better. Contemporary Crusades. I don't know, but it's happening. It's just more like a Cold War Crusades. Ooh, there we go. Maybe that's better. Crusades. We're in the cold Crusades. The Cold Crusades. I don't know. For those that don't know, I use AI with my podcast, right? I upload it and it kind of goes through and it gives me title ideas based off what I talk about. So, and I mean, I can pick and then, edit it a little bit or do whatever. So, we'll see what happens. Come on, AI, come up with a title. Contemporary Crusades. New World. What did I say earlier? See, I forgot already. The Cold Crusades. I don't know. But yeah, it's Civil War is over. The contemporary Civil War. And, the conservative side won. It's still, stuff still going on, but you can see like Jaguar with their retardedly gayest marketing campaign I've ever seen. Not even showing a car. And they just tanked. And then you have, what brand is it? American Eagle, I think. They have just an attractive woman wearing jeans, saying things like they used to, just, oh, I got good jeans or whatever. Play on words, but everybody's like, oh my God, they're talking about being Nazis. And it's like, gosh. So, I mean, so the new Civil War is over. Now it's like the cold Civil War. But it's just, because now it's still kind of, it's just going on and a little stupid. Like you get on, whatchamacallit, Threads. So I get on Threads and I'll post and stuff. The reason I kind of get on there is I get more interaction from my stuff that I comment, more so than Twitter. I think it's just because I haven't paid to have an approved Twitter thing, but I don't know. I can't get myself to do it. But yeah, Threads has a little bit of everything, but of course they got bots or whatever. But you go through there and you just see like some of the retarded takes that people have, and I think a lot of it is just people trying to get interaction. People will post something that they don't even necessarily believe, but they know it's going to get interaction and comments and all that kind of crap. So some of it's just pointless, it really is. But I do get on there occasionally, and it's just funny to see some of the stuff. I don't know, but I try to avoid, that. I think I get on like, let's see what I have: Twitter, Threads, Instagram, Facebook. And I check it like once a day. I mean, maybe if I was like a popular YouTuber, this or that, maybe I would check it more. But man, I don't know. I wouldn't like to do that. I talked about how I used to be on X a lot with my podcast, and I would comment and I would leave a link to my episodes, and I was getting downloads. But man, I was on X so much, and didn't like it, you know? So I'm basically just, for my podcast, I get on, post some stuff, do a couple whatever, and then I leave it alone. I'm not, it's just a hobby. I'm not trying to. Thank goodness I don't get as many like, oh hey, I'm a marketer. Do you want me to? Oh, that sounds better. I should have been talking closer to the microphone, huh? Been talking back here, but it sounds good either way, right? Which sounds better? Talking like this, MSR, or what is it called? AMSR. I can talk like this into the microphone, but then I don't move around. Or is this okay? Like when I'm just talking like this, away from the microphone. I'm trying to stay as close as I can. Where am I at? 25 minutes. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Did we have a civil war in the States? Are we on the verge of another Crusades? I mean, is it technically happening now? Do you like Star Trek? Anyway, let me know. Appreciate your time. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you next time, and God bless. All right, bye. You just put yourself through another episode of The Objective Jerk. Thanks again for hanging out with me. Please email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, comment wherever you find this, follow. It all helps. But thanks again, and I'll see you next time.